Hi, Claire. How are you?
Hey Sid, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm great, and it's nice to catch up with you, especially on today's topic, which is change your perspective and take control of your mental health. So I'm gonna
Absolutely.
get, yep. So I'm gonna get straight down to it. So my first question to you is, what inspired you to focus on personal ownership regarding mental health issues in your work?
Okay, well, there's one short phrase that would, I think, sum it up quite beautifully, and that is my passion.
Okay.
But to be serious now,
Oh.
what really inspired me, I've been a therapist for a long time, and the results that I saw with my clients when I gave them exercises to do between sessions, I found that we worked so much more effectively if there was a process that they were running between sessions. And I called it homework. It was a
Mm-hmm.
running joke, but it really, really worked. So that you, let's say you are my client, you, the client, are engaging with the work yourself and learning to take responsibility for your issues when you can, right? And it's just amazing how much you can learn when you do exercises or you use tools on your own, and how much you can help yourself when you need to. So I'm teaching a course right now called The Simplicity of Stability.
Oh.
And it purely teaches you tools to use between your sessions, doesn't matter which therapist you're seeing. And it's so awesome how well it's working. So, people often say in mental health, especially with the more severe issues, that the issues are completely out of our control. And I simply just don't agree. If you know what to do and you know when to do it and how to help yourself, you've got the power to create and maintain stability quite powerfully. So you need to get to know yourself and your body and actually learn to work with that. It makes a huge difference. And that is my answer to that question.
How does changing perspectives on our role in mental health influence our ability to take better ownership of our issues?
You know what I'd say to you here? I'd say there are two perspectives you've actually got to change. And the first one is that mental health issues only fall under the jurisdiction of psychiatry and medication, mainstream medication, and psychology.
Oh.
Now, I'm not in any way dissing the work of these guys because they do
Mm-hmm.
fantastic work. But what I'm saying is that there are so many people that you can consult for your mental health issues. You've got to
Mm.
open it up. You can look at counselors, you can look at natural medicine practitioners, you can even look at healers. So you've got to go where you feel comfortable, take ownership of that, and don't use mainstream meds if you don't want to. You've got to explore all your options. So that's the first perspective to me that actually needs to change. And the second one is that you, as a sufferer, are helpless and that you can only heal under the jurisdiction of other people. And to me, that's not true either. I think there's so much you can do to help yourself if you just start learning to do that. So, my advice there would be try to choose a practitioner that helps you gain independence in your therapy, and not become therapy or med dependent. So, those would be the two perspectives I would suggest that are very necessary to change, to take better ownership of your stuff.
What are some common challenges people face when trying to take ownership of their mental health, and how can they overcome them?
Okay. So one is quite similar to what I've just mentioned now. One is kind
Mm-hmm.
of culture
Mm-hmm.
dictating who you need to go to and how you need to be treated. It's become very ingrained, and that's pretty much wide into the mainstream stuff. So, as per the previous question and answer, open up your options. Don't be scared to look at alternatives if they suit you better. And another one is feeling scared to take ownership of your stuff, because symptoms can make you feel, well, symptoms can be so scary, and they can, that you feel really, really ill, or you feel like you're really ill. When actually, if you help yourself manage those symptoms, and you can learn to, it dials them down a lot. And that is something that a lot of people are very scared to try. Oh, but when they do, the difference is amazing. So the question I advise, like my course participants at the moment, is to ask themselves always, how can I to help myself feel better?
What are the first steps what are the first steps someone can take to shift from a victim mindset to an ownership mindset?
I think the first big step is that never think that you can't help yourself, right? You've got to be willing to engage with your process and want to recover, not wallow in the drama of stuff that you think you have to suffer through. You often don't. You often don't. When you've had a mental health issue for a while, it's so very common for your body and brain and mind to want to stay in that discomfort, because that's what they know. It's what they're secure in, it's what they're comfortable in. So you need to want to break out of that. You need courage and you need perseverance, a lot of it. Second point I'd like to make here on that, don't buy into the drama of symptoms that feel awful, because they do, and think that your treatment has to be equally awful. It doesn't. You have say over your body, and you can find the right way for you. And the third thing, or the third step rather, I would say always look into the most logical and simple treatments first. So for instance, I've always treated mental health issues, severe or less severe, with diet, first of all. A changed diet that is right for your issue can up your stability by 40 to 50% in a week.
Wow.
And a lot of people don't. Go for the simple first. So yeah, those are the steps I would recommend.
How can individuals maintain accountability while also seeking external support from professionals or loved ones?
You know, look, support and therapy are so important in treating your issue. Therapy educates, it opens up, it helps you deal with trauma, it helps you understand, and support from loved ones gives you the backbone to persevere and feel loved as you do it and accepted. A lot of mental health sufferers do not feel accepted. They feel so different. But being accountable means that no one can walk that process for you. It's yours to walk. I think that's one of the, I don't know what to call it, one of the most important, let's call it, concepts that you actually have to integrate. No one can walk it for you. The only person who can actually heal is you. With all the help you need to get, it's up to you. And taking accountability means getting involved with your sessions. It means doing the work that your therapist asks you to do, okay? Even if it's uncomfortable, and maintaining the work and not giving it up when you think you're over the issue, because 10 to 1, it could be some work that you need to continue doing. Mental health can take lifelong work. It can. But it can be part of your daily routine, and it can be that simple. So simply be invested.
What role does self-compassion play in mental health ownership, and how can one cultivate it?
I think self-compassion plays a huge role, a really, really huge role, depending on what issue you suffer from. But, you know, for me, working with bipolar people mainly, there's so much in bipolar that becomes very punishable, and, you know, people end up being very hard on themselves. So self-compassion is necessary. So to give it to you in a bit of an indirect way, self-compassion is not about playing the victim and opting out or seeking validation or constant sympathy, for example. It's about learning to understand what you have, your issue, as fully as you can, and then being gentle and kind with it and yourself. So catch yourself and know how to intervene. Know your limits, don't exceed them. Help yourself, but don't punish yourself. Don't push too hard. Pace yourself. Ask yourself the question every day, am I being kind to me? And, again, not playing the victim at all or opting out, but going through your day in a way that moves towards gentle recovery, making mistakes, because you will, learning from them, not punishing yourself, and being okay to just try again. That's the kind of mindset that you're looking at with self-compassion.
How can people build self-awareness to recognize unhealthy thought patterns and take action?
Listen to your therapist. Listen to your therapist. That's why a therapy-based approach, whoever you see, approach to mental health issues is so important, rather than just being on medication. It's, this is my opinion anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you're on meds or not, really, because that outside opinion, that insight, and that help can teach you so much about yourself. Very hard to come out of a very severe issue from the inside out without someone looking from the outside in, because that's where you learn. And that's where you also, you need to absorb that person's wisdom and learn to work with it. It's of huge help. So your sessions are not about someone fixing you. They're there for you to shed stuff, absolutely, especially like trauma, but also to absorb and take away insights to embrace and to implement. Often a therapist will give you quite a lot to do, and that's where you can really help yourself. And just to say on that note, they will really help you grow your awareness. But also, you can read, listen to podcasts, join good support groups that aren't just about gloom and medication and, how bad I'm feeling. Broaden your understanding of what you're suffering from without spooking yourself. So a good therapist would be good to consult regarding what material is reputable, what support groups you could join. And that's a wonderful way to build self-awareness, because working with other people who've got, very similar issues to you is a very comforting thing, and also, helps you become more aware of what you have.
Okay, if there's one mindset shift you believe everyone should embrace for better mental well-being, what would it be?
I think I'm going to give you a very short answer to this one. And it's going to go, I am part of the healing process.
Okay.
I'm not helpless and looking to be fixed.
Okay, all right. My final question to you is, can you share a practical exercise or tool that helps people manage a mental health issue?
Yes, I can. I'm teaching them all at the moment, but I will do one for you today that I think we can do together, if that's okay with you. The best way to share it is. So I'm just going to explain to you what it's about. I will do a breathwork exercise. Breathwork is the most incredible tool for calming down mental health symptoms. Basically, what it does, by calming and slowing the breath and using various techniques, it stimulates what we call the parasympathetic nervous system. That's your rest and digest system, as opposed to fight or flight. Now, a lot of mental health issues put you into fight or flight. So to swap that around and go into rest and digest, the whole body calms down and you find your symptoms calming down remarkably. Okay. And breathwork can be used as a daily routine. It can be used as short-term intervention. So, for example, if you feel trouble coming on, like anxiety, like agitation, overthinking, racing thoughts, no focus, even a panic attack, even seizures, I've breathed someone out of seizures before. You can immediately use some breath exercises to help you get through that issue quickly and effectively. And you see, my therapy modality, this one that I've invented or innovated called frequency balance, I promote this hugely in the modality, and it helps you empower yourself when you're on your own. So I'm not the only one doing breath work, though, make no mistake. There are a lot of people out there, and quite well-known people out there doing it, but I use it very strongly for mental health. So let's do one where we're just going to relax. What I'm going to ask you to do, Sid, is, and I can see you on the screen in your box. I'm just going to ask you to do something for me. Take a deep breath for me.
Like that kind of deep breath.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to see. Now, this comes from my days of being an actor once. And obviously you have to learn breathing to support voice. And also I have headed up a degree program in which I taught voice. And this is the mistake that most people make. If you say take a deep breath, everyone goes,
yeah.
Now you feel tension in there, tension in your neck, tension in your shoulders, and very little air and oxygen is actually going into your chest. Okay? When you have a mental health issue, your breathing is going to be shallow because there's a lot of anxiety generally going on a lot. What we do is we change that completely. I'm just going to do something very simple with you for now.
Okay.
Close your eyes for me. I want you to relax. What you're going to do for me is drop your neck forward so that your neck is completely relaxed. And you're going to breathe for me in through the nose, out through the mouth. But I want you to breathe deeply into your belly, into your ribs, and into your back. Just keep the neck relaxed and you will feel that happening. So take a nice deep breath in there and blow it out through the mouth. I'll lift my head now just so that I can look at the camera. You're going to breathe into your belly, your ribs, and your back. And in and out. At that pace. And again, in and out. And again, in and out. And again, in deeply into the belly and out. Okay, slowly lift your head for me, Sid. How do you feel?
Wow, quite cooler.
You feel a little more relaxed?
Yeah, I feel like my head's a bit more cooler.
Cooler, as in temperature-wise, or just chilled?
Much more lighter.
Lighter, okay. Let's try another one onto this. Now, as I say, for racing thoughts, anxiety, focus issues, this kind of breathing will pull it all back and slow the body down, and you find it all calms down. What you're going to do for me now, before you drop your neck, we're going to do some alternate nostril breathing. No fancy this. It's called pranayama, if we look at the yogic form. But I just do it very simply. Take one finger and I want you to breathe in through your clearer nostril. Mine is my left nostril. So I close the right nostril and I just breathe in very deeply into my belly through the one nostril, and then I'm going to close this one and breathe out through the other. Okay, slowly.
So I must breathe. Okay.
Close your, whichever nostril is easier to breathe in, you're going to do alternate nostrils, yeah?
So you say I must breathe through the left nostril and then breathe out when I do on the right nostril.
That's it. Now, as you do this, drop your neck and do your breathing into your belly, but through your nose. I'll look at the camera, drop your neck, okay? And in. Change your fingers, close your other nostril, and blow out slowly.
Oh,
No,
sorry. I think I
slowly,
blew it. Yeah, sorry.
slowly.
Okay.
And go in slowly, other nostril. Swap your fingers. Swap your fingers.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Good. Swap your fingers. Okay. So go left nostril.
Hmm.
And then change your fingers and blow out slowly. Okay. Now drop your neck and give yourself a round or two of these. Okay. I think your fingers have got lost somewhere in translation here.
Yeah, sorry. So sorry. I didn't know I have to still do the nostril thing. I thought you were saying I
Don't be
must do it
sorry.
through.
This takes a while. It's a bit like a coordination exercise, but I'm just going to say I'm feeling that now because I've just done it. It's like, oh, I've
Yeah,
just
I can
come down.
imagine.
It's
Yeah.
so relaxed. I feel my eyes kind of want to shut. And I'm going to do
I can
one more round.
imagine. Like you feel like you need a bit of a nap after all of that.
Yes. Now, you must know when you increase your capacity and your oxygen, you're filling your body with the good stuff, and all that speed and anxiety and stuff actually comes right down. I worked out a long time ago how to breathe myself out of a panic attack because I suffered from them for a while, some years
Oh,
ago. It was this kind of stuff and other breathing. I'm going to show you one more exercise that's also very relaxing, so anyone watching can do it. Just drop your neck and breathe in for me. You're going to breathe in through your nose to this count. I'm going to click my fingers.
okay.
You're going to breathe in for 2. You're going to hold your breath for 4. And you're going to slowly breathe out of your mouth for 7. Okay? You get me? Watch me for a second in camera, then we'll
Okay.
drop our necks.
Okay, sorry.
So in, hold, out of your mouth slowly. Okay. In, out. Now, if you repeat that for, let's say, 9 reps, so let's say you do 9 reps of just deep breathing with your neck relaxed. Then you do 9 reps of alternate nostril. Then you do 9 reps of this 2, 4, 7. When you come out of that, you will find your anxiety has calmed down 1,000,000%. You will find that your focus has come back. You will find that you can actually take this further to breathe out of a panic attack. Your
Wow.
racing thoughts will slow down. So all those mental health symptoms that so commonly people say, oh no, we must up your meds. No, you can use simple tools like this every day, 3 times a day if you want to. You can use it if you feel anxiety coming on, use your tool. Intervene and stop what's going on. The more your body gets used to it, and I'll end off with this, because this is the best thing about tools like this. The more your body gets used to doing stuff like this, the more your brain carves new pathways to understand that being in rest and digest and calm is okay. Because the body's very wired up with a lot of your mental health issues. So what I'm talking about here is the concept of neuroplasticity, meaning the more you practice a new habit, the more you do it repetitively, the more the brain starts understanding that it's okay to be like that. And that's why we do stuff like this. Makes sense?
Yeah, I was gonna say, thanks so much for educating me on all this stuff, because we live in such a crazy, fast-paced world. We end up not realizing that one's got to look after themselves as well.
Yeah, this kind of stuff, to be honest, if I think about, all the different kind of sessions I've done as a therapist over all the years, and having coached as well pretty extensively, you don't have to have a severe mental health issue to use any of these tools. Breathing, grounding, diet, etc., can be for anyone who's going through tough stuff at any point. And we are living in a world that is not the easiest at the moment. So This is the kind of stuff that helps.
Thanks so much for your time, and yeah, we'll catch again in the future.
It's a pleasure. We will do. Lovely to be here, and thank you.